Hello, Rob here from the Flanagan Homestead. Today on the farm I'm going to put up some Premier One electric fence netting and show you how to use that. I enjoy this product. There's some things I don't like and some things I do like. But here's a couple things. You can look down in the pasture right here and you can see, so we're in December right now, the sheep and the goats have just really slaughtered the grass. I do have bales of hay to feed them, and way off there, if you've been following the channel, there's a new pasture and the goats go down there every day. And we fenced off probably 1.5 acres of blackberries, and they have tons of blackberries to pick. But on the other side of their fence is my lawn, which during the late fall, getting ready for Christmas tree harvest and whatnot, I have been mowing. So there's a ton of grass right here. So I have the neighbor's fence right there. I'm going to attach the electric netting to that fence, come on up here across the pool, and I'm just going to let the sheep and the goats up into the yard. And then I'll show you how the process of setting that up goes. Getting behind on things during the fall, I hate to admit it, but we had a lot of weeds crawl up after harvest, and the goats will do a great job chewing that down, but we are going to have to protect a few things. For instance, right here you can see that there's multiple blueberry starts that I started here. There's probably 3 or 4 plants right there that I have started here from cuttings and will need to transplant. And over here I've got 6 to 8 as well, blueberry starts that are going to go into another garden somewhere else, but I need to protect these. And you might say, well, the sheep aren't going to hurt them, and probably not, and there's no leaves on here, so the goats won't hurt them. But that's not true. The goats will come over here and find these buds that are setting, and they're going to pick these right off if I don't protect them and make haste with that. So I want to use the fence right here and not have to fence this whole area, but I'm going to have to do something to protect the few blueberry bushes I have here. These are going to be spread out, and I'm going to have raspberries and blueberries along this entire fence eventually. Here's the roll of my electric fencing. I started to unroll it, then I thought, oh yeah, I need to make a video of this. But this is the one thing that I really don't like about this system is, as much as it's easy to move and it's got stakes to step on the ground, I'll show you that later, and it's easy to put in, every time I roll it up, when you try to unroll it, it just gets stuck on itself, and the little stakes that are made to step in the ground, I'll show these closer up in a minute, but they get caught on the netting. So as you try to unroll this package, it's always kind of a mess. It's not fun to do it by yourself either. If you have a second hand to kind of loosen things as you go, that's great. But this is one of the things, the hard parts about this, is I haven't found a good way to roll this up at the end of the season and then have it so it comes apart real easy. See, this is what I'm talking about. When you get ahead of yourself, this is a bad one. That's not always that bad, but you got the stakes that step it in, and then the netting gets caught in it. I'm sure that Premier One has recommendations on how to roll this up better so you don't get tied up like this. Here's the little pegs that make it easy to stand up and end. I love them for that, but they make it really hard to untangle. All right, so here we are. We'll just stick this right up next to the base, step that in, goes in easily, and then I bring the top up to the post. I'm going to go ahead and tie the top with some baling twine that I have right here, and that'll keep it nice and firm. I'm not going to be able to show you that because I need 2 hands to tie this. after I tied this, I made sure that it could pull away from the fence just enough that I'm not losing my electric charge or grounding out against the metal right here. I have to give it a little bit of a gap right here. Need to make sure that this doesn't swing over and get attached there either. All right, so that was a pain to get untangled. I don't think it'd be as bad if I'd been using them more recently. I have 3 or 4 rolls of this that my neighbor's property that's behind the camera there, that he had me moving the fence around and doing his property on a portable basis, but he decided he'd like me to run my sheep on his property and my goats on his property all the time. So we have a permanent fence. So I haven't used this netting for a couple years now. And the last few times I put it away, I had a strategy to roll it up in a certain way that was going to unroll more easily. But because I haven't used it for 2 years now, I kind of forgot what that strategy was. So if I had remembered that, it might have been a little bit easier. But now that I have this laid out, this is going along here, and you can see it's up against the pool. It's going to go around the pool there. Now that I got it laid out, this is the beauty of this with the stakes in it and everything. You just stand it up and it's going to be nice and solid. You can see that there's multiple blueberry starts that I started here. There's probably 3 or 4 plants right there that I have started here from cuttings and will need to transplant. And over here I've got 6 to 8 as well, blueberry starts that are going to go into another garden somewhere else. But I need to protect these. And you might say, well, the sheep aren't going to hurt them, or probably not. And there's no leaves on here, so the goats won't hurt them, but that's not true. The goats will come over here and find these buds that are setting, and they're gonna pick these right off if I don't protect them and make haste with that. So I want to use the fence right here and not have to fence this whole area, but I'm gonna have to do something to protect the few blueberry bushes I have here. These are gonna be spread out, and I'm gonna have raspberries and blueberries along this entire fence eventually. Okay, so I just wrapped some loose fencing that I had around my blueberry starts. This will keep them alive for the next few days. This one I'm going to put a big garbage bag over the top of and seal it. And since we're in the winter and it's dormant, it'll be fine for a couple days, and then the goats can come in and eat all these weeds around here. A cautionary warning though, if you have areas that you're going to have goats for more than just a couple days and they're going to graze down and really be wanting to eat what they want to eat, don't think that you can just temporarily put a fence here or a shoddy fence here and keep it safe. I have learned from experience, if you have goats that have access to fruit trees, blueberry bushes, berries, garden, and you don't have a solid fence that they can't get through, you are going to lose your crop. Just be prepared for that. So I only used one section of my Premier One net fencing, and it meets up there with my neighbor's fence. Comes out here, we're going around the pool. I had extra, so did a little out this alley, and then we ran back to this post. And the reason we're here is I've had electric charger, it's not on right now, sitting on the other side right here, and I can hook up the charger, and I've got ground wires and whatnot already here. So it'll be easy to hook up. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the gate and let the animals in here. I haven't turned the charger on yet. It'll take me a little while to do that. It shouldn't take too long. But I'm going to go ahead and let them in. They won't challenge the fence because they have so much to eat here to begin with. And then I'll just let them start grazing as I turn on the charger. Don't let this be a situation where you think, okay, they're fine, they're not going to challenge the fence, I'll turn on the charger, then you get distracted and you forget. And you don't do it, and then the next thing you know, your goats are out everywhere. I know a few homesteaders have done that in the past. Don't ask me how I know that. So I'm down in their pasture right now. It still leaves a little, you can see, a jump up for them to get in there, but the animals, once they figure out that there's goods up there and this gate is open, they'll get up there. They've heard me working out here, so they're starting to come. Come, boys! Come, boys! It'll be interesting to see if they come on up here. They're not used to come up here. Come, boys! Come on! Come, boys! Come, boys! Come on! Come, boys! They're all heading back to the barn where I normally feed them. Come, boys! They're like, you're calling me, but where I'm supposed to go over there? No, you gotta come over here today. Come, boys! The goats have heard my call now. Here they come. Come, boys! I'm guessing the goats will be more willing to come right up here, and then the sheep will probably follow them. Let's see if it works. I don't know where the rest of the goats are. Here comes Beebe over the hill. Come, boys! Come, boys! Come on! Come on, Cannon! Come on! Yeah, come on! Come on up here. Yeah, good stuff. Come on. Well, that didn't take them long. Come on. Keep coming. The sheep want to come up now, too. Oh, yeah, they're going to like this. They are going to like this. They already are. They've already done more weeding than I could get out of a junior high boy in an hour. Come on up, the rest of you. I got that blueberry bush right in the midst of these sheep. The sheep aren't going to hurt it, but I need to get that covered before the goats turn around and find it. Right now the animals are just loving the weeds that grew up in my garden as I got distracted after harvest. And then they're going to mow that down quickly, and then I'm going to get my lawn mowed by these sheep and fertilized. So it's not 100% what I expected. The sheep are out grazing the grass, and so are some of the goats. Some of the goats are still in the broadleaf weeds over there. I was expecting the goats to clear that area off along the fence before they went out in the grass, but I've got some of the goats out in the grass, but the sheep have moved into the grass and are now mowing my lawn. You might ask, is it worthwhile to get this amount of grass and weeds for the animals to eat? Well, I don't have to mow the lawn, and the animals are getting more feed, so I don't have to put out as much hay just yet. And so anytime you're doing something on the homestead though, and if you're not sure if it's worth it or not, my recommendation is, unless it's going to be really costly, give it a try. And quite often the things that I've learned on my homestead or on my Christmas tree farm is I give it a try, and then some of it works, and then I think of an idea to make it better, and then the next time I can make it better and easier. And so then you start laying things out in the future to do better, and just make the process better. So always have a growth mindset and give things a try and see how it works out, and then get a better idea and make it better. Okay, 3 days later, I've put the gate back up, keeping the animals out, took all the fencing down. You can see that the weeds are definitely wiped out through here. My blueberry bush is still doing good there. These blueberry bushes that were wrapped up in this fence are protected and doing good. And these blueberry bushes are still doing good. The sheep have been going, why are you blocking us out? Because the grass still is a little bit longer up here than in their pasture, but it is definitely shorter. Thanks for joining me on the Flanagan Homestead, where Christmas trees are my business, teaching and cleaning horticulture is my job, and outdoor projects are my passion. Hope to see you again soon. Be blessed, everyone.